The start of a solo is often the trickiest part. It really sets the tone for the rest of the solo, and we really want to grab the listener's attention right away. I'm going to show you 3 killer ways to open your solos. We're going to be working in the key of G minor today. These 3 licks really feature 3 note per string patterns, but also feature 3 different sequences that I love playing, that I use all the time, whether it's opening a solo, finishing a solo, or just creating some nice ideas in the middle of a solo. They work really, really well. If you want to dig a bit deeper, there is tab for all of these licks, plus the extended solos, as well as playthrough style videos with the tab underneath me playing it. It's really, really easy to get your fingers under these licks. If you want to sign up, there's a link in the description. 7-day free trial happening at the moment. All right, let's check out lick 1. Alright, so we're playing a G natural minor or a G Aeolian scale up the fretboard. We're going to be going through a bunch of different 3 note per string sort of patterns across the fretboard. That's why I like it. It's not just a sort of vertical scale pattern. We're actually moving quite horizontally in this lick. So let's start on the root note. Then we're going to go to the major 2nd, which is our 5th fret, and then the minor 3rd. And then we're going to play the perfect 4th, the perfect 5th, and the flat 6th, but they're actually the same frets on the next string. It works out to be quite a nice pattern. Then what we're going to do, we're actually going to stick to the A string, but we're going to go to the perfect 5th and play the perfect 5th, flat 6, and then the flat 7. We're using 2 notes from the 3 note pattern on the A string. That's kind of the idea behind this entire lick. It's a nice way to crawl up the scale. Then we're going to go to the root note on the D string, the major 2nd, and minor 3rd. Alright, this is what we got so far. Then we're going to take the same idea that we did when we crawled up on the A string, but we're going to do it on the D string. So we just played root note, 2nd, and then 3rd. We're then going to shift up and go to the 2nd, minor 3rd, and perfect 4th. We're using 2 of the notes from the previous sequence, I guess you could think of it as. So that little position shift is this. It's a nice way to practice your scales as well. You know what I mean? Just horizontally up one string, crawling up note by note. So what we've got so far is this. Right? And then in the lick, I actually just take it up the rest of the scale and then bend from the 13th fret to the root note. So 13th, a full tone. And that's really just up a 3 note per string sort of pattern from, I guess, what is that, 7th fret. Position shifting, and then bending into the root note. So that's the lick where we're crawling up in those 2 position shifts. Let me show it to you really slowly. But there's other ways that you can alter that. Check it out. I'm going to take that same position shifting pattern all through the entire lick, all through the entire fretboard. Check it out. Shift, shift. And you can do a little chromatic approach into the root note there, which will also be featured in the second lick in a second. But that idea is just giving you another variation, and the tab to this, as well as all the other licks in this video, will be available for the members on Patreon if you want to click a link in the description. So this is the first lick. Right, kind of tricky to get that big jump at the end. And this is the variation. Let's move on to the second lick. This one's really straightforward. It's just a 3 note per string pattern from the 10th fret. Remember, in the key of G minor. Check it out. This is the 3 note per string shape that we'll be visualizing. And in the actual lick, I end up doing a little bit of a chromatic run into the root note. This is the lick, nice and slow. Check it out. We're just repeating every second string. Really, really easy. And then chromatic into the root note. Right, really, really simple, really, really easy. I'm not gonna bore you with the actual fret numbers and fret notes. It's just that simple pattern, but repeating the second string. Let's move on to the third lick. Alright, so the third lick features a repeating sequence through a bunch of notes that are in the G natural minor scale. I'm just going to show you each sequence. It's really using groups of 2 strings at one time. This is the first sequence. So we're starting on the root note, going to the second, and then the minor third, then the perfect fourth. And then instead of going to the fifth and then the flat sixth, we're actually skipping the fifth and then returning down the scale until we hit the highest note on the A string that we just played. I'm hoping that makes sense. This is what we've got so far. And you can utilize hammer-ons and pull-offs if you like. Then the next set of strings that I'm doing is going to be the D and the G string. There's a little bit of an alteration to the 3-note pattern. I'm just going to show you what happens here. I quite like that sound, so we're going from the 10th fret of the D, up the scale, hitting the root note, minor third, then descending down to the second, then the root note, and then the note that we've added is the flat 7 on the D string. Right, you could do that, or you could do, if you wanted to, or you could do whatever you wanted, right? That's probably the easiest, that flat 7. So that group of 2 strings looks like this. Let's put the first and second group together. And then we're going to go up to the next 2 strings, which is G and B. We're going to play root note, second, minor third, fourth, the minor 6 or the flat 6, descend down the scale, and then hit the G string, the highest note that we just played on the G string, which is the minor third. So that third sequence is this. Right, so far we've got this. Then we're going to go to the same notes that we played on the B string. Hit the flat 7, which is 13th fret of the E string. Stretch all the way up to the minor third. Root note. And then the flat 7. Right, so that's... And then we hit the flat 6, and then finish it on the root note. It's a 2-bar lick. It's pretty long, but you've got those 4 repeating sequences. Pretty sweet lick, right? You can take it in any 3-note per string shape. Let's do it in, let's just say F major. Let's do it in, say, C minor. Right, I'm just taking a simple 3-note per string pattern and applying that same sequence. If you want the tab to these licks as well as the playthrough style videos with the tab underneath me playing it, plus the extended solos that you see and some more content that you don't even see in this video, there's a link in the description to Patreon if you want to sign up. 7-day free trial happening at the moment.